Do you know what our repeater is?
No, only that it has a pretty good signal into Cincinnati downtown area.
Well, it's a Yaesu Fusion repeater. It's running to the antenna, mid 40 watts power output, and the antenna is roughly 340 feet in the air. It's located in the suburb of Fairfield over by Mercy Hospital on a commercial tower. And this repeater's been in use a couple of years now. We were part of Yaesu's beta test program for this repeater, and it runs in the automatic mode, so if it hears FM, it transmits FM, and if it hears Yaesu's digital, it transmits digital.
Roger. Now, Fairfield, is that part of the VOA operation?
Yes, this repeater is the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, which is a division of the National Museum of Broadcasting at the Voice of America.
Roger. And is that display for the VOA, is it just VOA or open to other entities?
I didn't quite understand the question. Say it again.
Well, I mean, it's a VOA, Voice of America display, or what would you call that? I'm not sure what you call it. What do you call it? It's VOA what now?
Well, it's located in the decommissioned Voice of America transmission facility, and it is now a museum, and the technical name is the National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting. And it consists of the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, a display of antique or early broadcast and television equipment, as well as an area which has some old radio equipment in it that's been on display in the Cincinnati area for several years.
Roger. So I'm assuming that's a big building complex. Do you let's see, what would you guesstimate the size of that building is, out of curiosity?
Oh, I don't know the square footage, Jim. It's a two-story building, cement and construction, that housed the transmitters for the Voice of America station when it was in operation. It has some very large cement structures within it, a fantastic grounding system, and the original control room is still in existence there with a demonstration transmitter, and then the other museum exhibits that I mentioned to you. It's open to the public on the third Saturday of every month from 1 until 4 p.m. And you can go through it and see what's there. The antennas for the Voice of America site were demolished many, many years ago. So we have several towers erected now with beams on them, a wire fan antenna, and some vertical antennas. So that's what we are operating with at the present time. The switch gear for the original Voice of America antennas is still in existence on the north side of the building, some distance away from it. And that's where some of our towers are located. And we feed them with hardline, which runs an underground conduit that went out to that site.
Oh, Roger. So those towers are like 300, 400 feet tall. Is that a Roger?
No, they are not. The original Voice of America towers were demolished shortly after the station was decommissioned in the late 1990s. So our towers are typical ham towers. They're mostly Roan towers at about the 60-foot level.
I got you. I would have dearly loved to have seen some of them VOA antenna setups, particularly like the curtain. Are you familiar with the VOA curtain antennas?
We're in the process of designing a replica, not a curtain, but a rhombic antenna to build out there as part of the museum exhibit. And hopefully we'll have that done shortly. If you go to our club website, which is wch8voa.org, you can find out about our club, and also on there is a link to the museum's website, and you can find out some more information on videos that are located there of what was at the station. WB0NPN.
And this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. And just curious, you know, a lot of folks might not know what a rhombic antenna is, but a rhombic antenna is basically a long wire antenna, not necessarily too high, mainly used back in World War I. It is tremendously directive and was used for continent-to-continent broadcasting, and some of these rhombic antennas would run on for acres and acres and acres. The general amateur radio operator probably would not have the land mass available to him for one of these rhombic antennas. Would you not think so, Bob?
Yes, that is true. And our modeling at the present time takes a piece of the real estate that we have back there, and we're trying to model one that will give us the directionality we want, which is going to be over towards Europe for DX purposes, and fit in the space that we have. So it's proving an interesting situation for us, but I think we're going to try to get a beta test version of that thing up before winter sets in and see how it works for us. This is a very good transmission site here. We work quite well out of there. If you get on the website, you'll see that we have several operating positions in our operating room there, and we can interconnect any transmitter to any antenna we want. We do sideband as well as the digital modes. We also have some vintage equipment that we put on there occasionally. And one of the other things that you'll see on the website is we have one of the dish antennas left that the VOA used to receive their programming from satellite. So we've converted that to 10 gigahertz EME.
Roger that. And approximately how many years did the VOA operate out of that facility?
They started in about 1944, and I think it decommissioned in 1995, if I remember the dates correctly.
Roger, Roger. Have any idea about the number of folks that worked at that facility?
No, I do not know. Some of the original people are still here in this area and are affiliated with our club. They have a lot of knowledge of it, but I really don't know what the workforce size was. I did not live here at the time, so I did not be able to go through it while it was in operation.
Roger, it was most interesting display there. I would love to see that myself. You know, obviously VOA is one of the great radio forefathers, you know, come satellites and stuff. I'm sure that it made it, you know, a different situation as far as beaming programs to the overseas area, and obviously the internet. All those things cut into maybe the importance or the importance that our government placed on the VOA as far as a communications capability situation for Europe. But I'm sure that that display is something that you know, many amateur radio operators would love to see. Roger.
One of the things we've done in the past couple of years is to have the facility open during the Dayton Hamvention, and we do get quite a few come down to go through it at that time.
Roger. And what again did you say the days were that the museum is open?
At the present time, it's open on the third Saturday of every month, from 1 until 4.
Roger. And what is the official title of the display?
It's the National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting.
Excellent. And so that's not just in the Cincinnati area, that's all over the United States, Roger. There's only one of those?
No, this is our Cincinnati museum. It has no association with the other VOA sites.
I got you. But truly a piece of Americana as far as radio broadcasting, and you have the original control room there with the console set up, Roger?
Yes, it is still in existence, and we have the panels for one of the transmitters that they have here. It is not a working transmitter anymore, but it's a look-like, so to speak.
Roger that. I've seen quite a few 50 kW situations. I did production for WHES radio in Louisville for between 1970 and 79, and of course they are a clear channel broadcast, 50,000 watt place, and I mean, it's just you haven't really seen a transmitter until you see a 50K laid out there. Do you have like a wall of a simulated transmitter situation?
It's in one corner of our exhibit. It's in its original place. It's still located where it was when it was in operation. It's just that the actual transmitter parts of it are not there any longer.
Roger. Probably sold for copper. Tremendous weight of precious metals in those transmitters. Well, I really have appreciated the Qso, Bob. Is there anything that you would like to add in conclusion?
No, Jim. Nice to make your contact. You have a great signal in here, so feel free to get on the repeater anytime you like. We have a net every Monday night at 8 o'clock. You're welcome to join in. It's an FM net to start with, and we play the amateur radio news line following that, and then we move into a digital net in the C4FM, C4F category that YACE uses. So feel free to drop by anytime. We'd like to see the repeater get a lot of use.
Roger, Bob. And are you affiliated with this repeater specifically?
Yes, I'm one of the control operators.
Great. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate it. 3 is up that way. It sounded really good. Getting a consistent 4 and 5 lights back from that repeater.
It has been a very good location for many years. It formerly belonged to another group called the FAIRFIELD Amateur Radio Association, which was a system of wide area length repeaters, but the system died away several years ago when phone lines went into digital mode and everything. So the club eventually took it over and has kept it operational.
Roger. Well, if you will go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, we'll have this posted in the morning there. So just if you're interested in what we did, just go to YouTube and again do the call letter search Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that'll bring up about 60 some odd Qsos, and right at the top, just below Art Bell, will be our Qso here. That's if you go to the one that has like a list of all of them, it'll be right towards the top. And like I said, there's about 60 some odd, and so when you open it up, Art Bell will be at the top, and then this one will be right there underneath. Roger.
Okay, Jim. Well, pleasure to make your acquaintance and talk to you today. Appreciate the interest in our repeater and the museum over here, and hope to pick you up again. WB0NPN 73.
Roger, roger. 3 E's up that way, and this is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.